and honored to be here with you today. At this moment, there's literally no other place I'd rather be than to be with you right here, right now, to celebrate this momentous occasion. Each of you is here celebrating the conclusion of a momentous achievement. And while that's definitely something to be celebrated, I want to ask if I could borrow just a bit of your time to tell you a quick story about a woman named Rachel. Like many of us, Rachel is first generation everything. She was born to an immigrant dad and mom, neither of whom finished college, and who unfortunately separated soon after Rachel was born. Her family was loving but poor. Not completely destitute, but they survived with help from each other as well as government assistance. Rachel is a little older than some of you, so government help for food wasn't called SNAP back then. It wasn't a debit card. When her mom sent her to the store, Rachel had to go and buy food with funny colored money. Looked kind of like Monopoly money. Some of y'all might know what I'm talking about. She waited in line for the big block of government cheese, right? Her mother paid rent with a voucher that some of you may know as Section 8. But Rachel was happy. She did what a kid was supposed to do. She went to school, she tried her best most times, but her grades were average at best, and sometimes worse than that. She managed to get through high school, and in a moment of triumph, got into the local state university. She was happy to get in. Unfortunately for her, her grades were so bad, they asked her to leave after her freshman year. She went to community college, and it was there that something amazing happened. Her superpower kicked in. Now, if any of you watch Marvel movies or read the comic books, you know that most superheroes don't just have their powers when they're born. It's something that happened to them a little bit later in life, often something traumatic. That's what activates their powers. And this is what happened to Rachel. Life had kicked her around. Teachers had doubted her. Schools had failed her. But in that moment, something changed. Her powers came to life. And you may be asking, what was her power? And I'm glad you asked, because I'm going to tell you. Her power was resilience. Now, many of you are looking at me saying, okay, how is that a power? Because I thought you were going to say something cool, like she learned how to fly or something like that. No, let me tell you how it's a superpower. Don't worry about Rachel, we're going to come back to her a little bit later. The way that I came here tonight was through an invitation by Dr. Anna Veris. She asked me to come. Well, actually, really, she said, you're coming. She told me. It was a mandate. It was a demand. But she told me that the theme of today is building resilience through change. So the first thing I do when someone tells me something like that is I go to the dictionary because I want to make sure I know exactly what they mean. The dictionary says that resilience is, quote, the ability of a person to adjust or recover quickly from illness, adversity, major life changes, etc. And I said, okay, all right, good. That's what I thought. And I started to close the dictionary. Well, really the browser. I don't want y'all to think I was here looking at a big old book dictionary. I'm old, but I'm not that old. So I started to close the browser. But before I closed it, I noticed that there was another definition of resilience that piqued my interest just a little bit. And that's the one that got me excited. That second definition is the power or ability of something to return to its original form after being bent, compressed, or stretched. Let me say that again, because some of y'all are acting like the power or ability of something to return to its original form after being bent, compressed, or stretched. And then I thought about what SUNY Westchester EOC does. It provides access to quality education. Now, providing access is great, but what I've learned in life is that sometimes life doesn't just allow you to have easy access to the things you're supposed to have access to. Especially when you look a certain way, speak a certain way, or live in a certain zip code, if you kind of understand what I'm saying. So sometimes even when you're offered access to something, you may have to do something to actually obtain it. Because there are forces in life that will attempt to keep you from the things that you should have access to, especially when those things are valuable, like education, life skills, or professional experience. And so sometimes the circumstances of life will beat you down, try to crush you, or move things just beyond your reach. But you're here today. So what does that mean? It means that even when life beat you down to the ground, you didn't stay there. Rachel was beat down. She was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. Some of you have battled illness, sickness in yourself or in your loved ones. Some of you have been met with violence in the streets or even maybe in your own homes. But you're here today. Even when life stretched you, you didn't stay that way. Now, Rachel, she got married and got pregnant, but her husband left before the baby came. Some of you are single parents, or the primary caretaker of your own parents, making miracles happen just to keep the lights on, the rent paid, and food on the table. But you're here today. Even when life tries to compress you. Now, Rachel's teachers tried to make her feel small. The guidance counselors gave up on her. The school administrators gave up on her. They said, get out. You don't belong here. You don't deserve to be here. For some of you, some people in your life gave up on you. They don't expect much of you. You've been unappreciated, overlooked, and underrated, made to feel small. But you're here today. Why? Why? Because you have the power and the ability to return to form. You are resilient. You are resilient. And we all know what it means when you have a power and ability. Or we should know what it means. It means you're a superhero. You are a superhero. Yes, you are a superhero. Some of you don't believe me. I can tell by the look on your face, but I'm a doctor. You gotta trust me. Plus, I majored in philosophy. It's all about arguments. Plus, I'm a Virgo, so argue with your mama. Don't argue with me. But fine. Here's the argument. Only superheroes have powers. You have powers, therefore you are a superhero. It's a logically sound and valid argument. So now what? Now what? Well, first of all, for me, I'm honored. I'm in a room with 150 superheroes. Do you know what this means? Do you know what this means for real? I mean, what should you do with your powers? You know what I think? Y'all want to know what I think? I think you should change the world. There's enough power in here, in this room, to change the world. So why should you change it? Because at this moment in time in history, the need for change is perhaps greater than ever in human history. Our children and students are disengaged and have no hope. Our workers are disillusioned and see no opportunity. And our institutions are broken. We are challenged by the very state of this world at this specific moment in history to act, to do something new, something better. Your program is designed to equip you with a specific skill, but also with a new knowledge of self. And these skills and knowledge combined with your superpower can be combined to shift reality itself. If it sounds like a lot, it is. That's because changing the status quo is nearly impossible if you're alone. But as a cohort, as a community of like-minded, impassioned, informed, emboldened, empowered, and most importantly, connected superheroes, I bet that's how you begin to change the world. So why is it so important to be connected? It's for two reasons. First, connection breeds innovation. To transform the world, you must be creative, innovative, and resourceful. The same approaches to past problems will not lead to transformative solutions. Let me just illustrate really quickly. Back in the day, there was a TV show called MacGyver. It ran from 85 to 92, so a lot of you probably don't remember the show. But it was about a guy named Angus MacGyver. Yes, it was a different era where heroes could be named Angus. MacGyver always found himself in these crazy situations. He's trapped in a room with a bomb that's about to explode in 60 seconds, and all he had was a toothpick, a paperclip, a tangerine, and a mop. And every week he would be creative enough to get out that room and defuse that bomb. Some of y'all remember this show. I see you. You have the capacity to be more innovative than MacGyver. How do I know this? Because research shows that new knowledge is created when existing knowledge is shared across specialists with different expertise. Let me say that one more time. New knowledge is created when existing knowledge is shared across specialists with different expertise. And in this room, we have future EMTs, commercial truckers, pharmacy techs, college students, and none of you has to stop there. In fact, I'm gonna keep going. In this room, we have future master's students, entrepreneurs, doctors, lawyers, tech moguls, business owners. Y'all hear me? But connection isn't just about innovation. The second reason it's important is because you need like-minded people to help you. Changing the world is hard work. And to that point, allies and friends won't be enough. No, You're gonna need some accomplices. Some co-conspirators, if you will. Some people who are willing to put their hands to the plow with you to begin to sow those seeds of transformational change. Now, I grew up in the tradition of the black church, so you have to indulge me for one moment, if you will, please. Just turn to your neighbor. Y'all turn to your neighbor? Say, neighbor, can I be your accomplice? Can I get my hands dirty with you? Now turn to your other neighbor. Turn to your other neighbor. Say, neighbor, will you be my accomplice? Will you get your hands dirty with me? All right, raise your hand if you found an accomplice, please. All right. Resilience is your superpower. Resilience is in your DNA. It's in your blood. You are the descendants of the people who persisted. I know that you're here graduating, and I know that the last thing you want to do is more work. But much like the Olympics, when an athlete qualifies for the final race, that qualification isn't the end, it's the beginning. So I see the beginning, like I said, a room full of future world changers, future business owners, future entrepreneurs, doctors, lawyers, tech moguls, hospital administrators, college presidents, politicians, senators, presidents. Oh, I see it. And for those of you wondering about Rachel, don't worry. She fought to get back into the school that kicked her out. She went back and got her bachelor's in Afro-American Studies. Then she went to Suffolk University and got her master's degree in education administration. And on May 15th, 2023, she graduated as the Dr. Rachel Deleveaux, my amazingly resilient superhero sister. You see, a switch flipped when she understood that it didn't matter where she started. It didn't matter what the world thought. It didn't matter what people thought she would become. What was in her was greater than anything that she could come up against. And that same resilience is in you. You have trained. You have studied. You are graduating. Now go do it again and change the world. Thank you.